Hello, everyone, to all of our viewers and all of our social media accounts. Thank you for tuning in. And for today, we are going to interview one of our successful alumni. This is live testimonies of journeys towards success. This is JIBian Now and Beyond. I am Raymark de la Cruz. And for today, we have a very special guest to interview, who is now very successful in the field. And without further ado, let me introduce her to all of you. She was a BS International Tourism Management 2016 graduate. In fact, she was the batch valedictorian. And back in the day, she was also the president of the tourism organization we call Voluptuaria. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Miss Janyth Cerveza. Hi, Miss Janyth. How are you doing today?
Hi, good. How are you?
How's Canada? I've heard that you just recently received your permanent residency.
Yes, I guess it was 2 weeks ago. And today it snowed during April, which is very shocking, but it's Canada after all.
Mm-hmm. And thank you so much for giving us your time. And I know it's already evening there in Canada, and we thank you for giving us your time as I interview you regarding your journey in JIB, and we really thank you for that.
Always a pleasure, of course. Thank you.
And Miss Janyth, for today, I'll be throwing you some questions so that our viewers will be able to know you much further and your journey here in JIB. Okay. So to start, let me ask you, how did your JIB journey started?
So actually, it started with me choosing Davao City as my location for my bachelor's. And then I decided that I wanted to take up tourism management or hospitality management, some sort of like that, for my bachelor's degree. And then, of course, I did my research. I was able to gather information about multiple schools in Davao City who offers that program. And then I narrow it down on everything. So that's when I decided to take up my bachelor's in JIBian College of Business and Tourism, of course.
Mm-hmm. And I've heard that you have also furthered your education in Canada. Am I right?
Yes, I did. I came here as a student, actually, and I pursue a program in international business management. So I had a diploma, and it was only for a year. And then that's where it all started here in Canada.
Mm-hmm. And congratulations now that you're a permanent resident. And before this interview, I really did research on your life as a JIBian. And I've heard that, when you were still with JIB on your third year, you participated in our work and travel program in the US. Am I right?
Yes, I did we call it on-the-job training as well, because we also need that to complete for our bachelor's, which is, I guess it's 600 hours that we have to complete for on-the-job training. So yes, I did it in Tennessee, Gatlinburg, Tennessee, and I worked in, oh my goodness.
That was a long time ago, in it.
Yes, I know. It was under Park Vista, which is under the umbrella of Hilton Hotels.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but you didn't
it was
stop
a great
there.
experience.
Mm-hmm. I know you didn't stop there, because right after graduation, you went back to the US for your internship, right?
I did. So after finishing my last year, I did my internship in New Hampshire, which is the northern part of the US, where I really enjoyed the 4 seasons for the first time in my entire life. I love fall. I fall in love in fall, so it was a great experience. I was able to apply all the knowledge that I gained in Georgia for 4 years, and it really prepared me for the real world, to be honest. It was tough because it's a different country. However, work-wise, I didn't really struggle. Not for bragging though, but I was able to really prepare myself, well, of course, with the help of my mentors in Georgia. to be prepared for the work world. So it was great. It was a very interesting experience.
Well, thank you so much for sharing that journey with us, Miss Janyth. And I know that you are now, very settled in Canada, and I know that JIB in many ways have also contributed to that success of yours. And later on, we'll be able to know more about that. So my next question for you, Miss Janyth, is during your journey in JIB, what made you complacent that you were in the right school? What was that one thing or things that made you think that you were in the right school during your college?
So I guess it's a long list, but
wow, that's great to hear to start.
Yeah, right. No, I mean, like, it's the little things as well that we have to consider, and that's why the list goes on. But maybe I would say the biggest contribution of JIB to my life as a professional is that they really focus on developing their students or molding their students to be real world prepared individuals. So they would really make it to a point that they would check your nails if it's
too long,
meeting the standard, right? Or like the hair and stuff
or you're
like
wearing,
that. And they would
you're wearing your pearl earrings.
Right, right. Like, I mean, it's not being like strict in a bad way, but it's strict in a good way that you will always make it to a point that this is my standard, So they set the standards, and for me, it was really a great help for me to grow as a professional, that I would always make it to a point that instill my standards in me. And then, of course, they always push us to grow and flourish our potentials and abilities, I would say that. And then they would always because for Filipinos, speaking in English is always awkward. But when I was in JIB, they would always make it to a point that they would always give you assistance or support, that they would not make the environment awkward, but they would always push you to give it a try and flourish your potential as well. So which was really great. Just at the top of the list. I mean, we don't really have an hour to discuss everything.
Yeah.
So I'll just give you that.
Well, yeah, thank you so much for that. And indeed, in JIB, communication and personality development is indeed a vital aspect of JIB education, and that what makes us unique in terms of our way of developing and our way of discipline for our students. And thank you so much. And also, we have reminisced your time in JIB, most especially on the aspect of the uniform. A big shout out to all of the teachers who's really,
very particular.
Very particular with the school uniform. And
even
thank you for that once again. Of the skirt, the length of the skirt, I know.
Yes, right.
Okay. So, Miss Janyth, my next question for you would be, what do you miss the most about school, about JIB?
Oh boy. Of course, first the people, my mentors, of course, I really miss them a lot, but they would always make it to a point that they would show how proud they are of me and show their support to me despite of the distance. So I really miss them a lot. I mean, thankfully we have this technology advancement that we will be able to talk anywhere, anyhow, any time of the day. Yes, exactly. And of course, like the discipline as well, because in real world, it's all about discipline. Especially with hospitality, the standards are really high. So you have to keep up. But for me, being a JIB alumna, I was instilled of that standards already. So I really didn't struggle. I can say it was easy for me to keep up with the standards, thankfully, with the training and the strict mentors that I had, which is very particular with every little details.
Yeah, that is correct.
But yeah, right? You know that. You know that. You're very aware of that.
How about doing events? Our school is indeed
a
school of events.
That's what I'm just going to mention. So yeah, like big events, small events, outside or inter school events, regional events. I really miss it a lot. It really helped me to grow as an individual and really examine what potential I have and really push myself to really flourish them and use them. And you know, like, it's just that all the opportunities that comes to my way, I would always say yes, even though sometimes it's for my physical, but it's always a good thing to learn, to experience. Because I'm a practical learner, I love to learn through experience, which I really had a lot of experience in JIB, especially with the events, like standing in front of the crowd, making my speech without even a script, like how I didn't know I have that potential.
And
but
sometimes you wouldn't even know that you're going to give a speech, like on the spot.
Right?
The teacher would like tell you, Janyth, you do a speech, and you weren't prepared. But since you're in JIB, you always should be prepared.
Yes, especially with Ma'am Anne, Miss George, Sensei, or Sir Raul. They would just knock on our room and they would be like, "Can we pull out Janyth?" And I was like,
what am I gonna do?
You know, like I had like, what now? So they would always like just pull me out, and then they would tell me like, "We have a seminar, this and that, these are the details, and it's in the afternoon." And I was like, what? Out of nowhere. Or you're gonna give a speech in the orientation, or you're gonna say something about your experience. And I was like, okay,
can you tell me a day
know?
earlier so that I can prepare?
Well,
so as long as you're in JIB, you'll always be prepared.
True, that is really true.
Well, I know that you do have a lot of things that you miss about JIB, and all of our students right now are on an online class basis. So basically, they would not be able to experience these things for a couple of time and for a span of time, because you know we're in a pandemic. But I'm pretty sure that if everything goes back to normal, they would also get tired of, you know, all of the events we have in school, all of the physical events we have in school. So to all of our students, better get the most out of your online classes, because soon enough, you'll get tired of the events we have in school. Tired in a very good way. Tired in a very good way, for
yes.
sure. All right, so my next
but
question...
I see they're still having events online though, which is really good, and which is really interesting with the situation. They were able to like still implement these events and encourage students, and I see there's still, I mean, students are still participating, which is really good to see.
Yeah, that is true. And JIB is really trying to put up events for our students' personal and professional growth, most especially inviting competent speakers on specific topics, so that even if students don't come in class, they still have learnings outside of the classroom in terms of, you know, what's happening around or the situation we are in right now. So that's a great thing as well. And my next question for you, Miss Janyth, is what's the best part of your journey in JIB? Like the most memorable one?
That's a tough one, but I would say, not for bragging, but aside from all the learnings that I had, but of course finishing up my bachelor's degree and being on top of my batch. So that is the most memorable, because I see that all the hard work really paid off, and all the sleepless nights during events paid off, and I see that it's really fulfilling that at the end you get recognized of your hard work. I mean, it's not just me who did you know, like really worked hard during our bachelor's, but being recognized as the top of the class was really, I'm really grateful for it. So I would say that, as well as all the learnings that I was able to use for my professional, whenever I go out and apply for jobs, I was always prepared because of all the learnings that I gained from school. So, I mean, from doing my resume, preparing for interviews, doing the interviews, and it's all of those stuff. So I cannot just pinpoint one, because each of the experience, each of the memory really helped me a lot to become who I am right now and reach where I am right now. So I'm always grateful for anything. And the thing is that in every experience, there's always a lesson to learn. So I always make sure that I digest that lesson and I don't forget those lessons, which I know that lesson comes my way because I need that for my venture in the future. So I always keep that in my pocket. So whenever I need it, I will just take it out. So yeah, it's everything about this school entirely.
Wow, thank you so much for that. And in line with that question, since you are already very successful in your field and coming your way is your permanent residency in Canada, in what way did JIB contribute to your success today?
So the contribution, I believe, is that just molding me and preparing me for these challenges, because getting out of the comfort zone, stepping inside the world, it's really tough. The competition is really high. Especially that I'm coming with English native speakers, and they have their education, they have their previous experiences here in Canada itself. So it's tough, but it's just that being prepared for this competition really gives me an edge to really fight for my spot here, and that I won't have any hesitation about myself that I cannot do anything. So it's not just being the best or being top, but having that experience and with me, and that I have the discipline, they really prepared me, mold me. So that really made me confident about myself, that whatever job I applied to, I know I can learn and I can handle anything. Because the thing is, like, being coachable is also a good attitude. When I was in school, I would always say yes to any learning opportunity, which really gives me a lot. Like, I gain a lot from that. So I would also encourage students to be always coachable. We don't know anything. No one is know-it-all. We're not perfect. So always be open to any learning from other people. Always talk to other people about their experiences and learn from them as well. It's not just their mistakes, but also their achievements, the journey that they had. So learn from those. And always focus on your goal as well. And don't get discouraged. Because with me, take it from me, from one who got a lot of discouragements, and a lot of people was hesitant that I will be able to do this. And just believe in yourself, have faith in God, whatever your heart desires. Always pray for God's guidance and protection, and whatever it is, nothing is possible with God. So
that is true. I really enjoyed our chit chat for this day, Miss Janyth, because I really learned a lot from you, and it really shows the level of training and discipline you've had with us, the JIB International Schools, and its contribution to your success today. So to end this up, or to end our conversation, I would want to know your message to the current students of the JIB International Schools, most especially now that they are in the middle of a pandemic, and your message as well to your previous teachers and to the JIB community as a whole.
Okay, I guess I pinpoint points already earlier during the other questions. But just to sum things up, I know it's been tough and rough given the pandemic, but always focus on the positive side. Just for example, now that you're only doing your classes online, so the commute time, why don't you use that time to read a book or be updated with the industry, be updated of the changes that the pandemic has made in our industry or hospitality or in the world as a whole. So use that time or use your free time to be productive, and the convenience as well, just being at home. So don't be just be too comfortable that you're just at home and just say like, yeah, I'll just do that later. No, always be proactive and always set your goals straight and always focus on your goals and always have faith in God. And to my mentors, I would like to mention especially Ma'am Anne, Miss Georgie, Sensei, Sir Raul. I am very truly grateful to you guys. You guys are my mentors. You really had a great impact in my life, especially in molding me, preparing me to be the best competitor in the industry. I would really claim that because of you guys, and you guys really pushed me and gave me opportunities to become a better person than I was yesterday and really develop and flourish my potentials. So truly from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. And I know you guys have been proud and really been supporting me despite the distance, and I really appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that message, Miss Janyth. And I thank you as well for giving us your time for today. And I know that it's already evening there in Canada, but thank you so much for giving us your time. And I really enjoyed our talk for this day, since I have learned your journey in JIB, and I hope that our viewers will be able to get something from your journey as well and from the lessons you have shared with us. And I hope that our students as well, our current students, would be able to get inspired from your story, and our future students who would want to enroll in JIB International Schools. I hope that you find time in researching about the things we do and how we impact the lives of others. Once again, Miss Janyth, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Rainwork. It was a pleasure. And to sum things up, thank you so much, guys, and stay safe. And I am Janyth Rose Cerveza. I'm a JIBian now and beyond.
Thank you so much for that, Miss Janyth. Stay safe and enjoy your stay in Canada. We're very excited to meet you here in the Philippines if ever you come back, and we'll always gonna welcome you open hand. Okay, your mentors will always be here for you. We hope you stay safe, and good luck in all of your endeavors in the future. Bye for now.
You as well. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you so much for all of our viewers. Once again, this is Raymark de la Cruz, and this is JIBian Now and Beyond.